But no matter what comes next, I still have to face the ending.
Excellent. All right. So your crew didn't really have a whole lot of hiccups on that last mission, but there's some downtime.
Mm-hmm.
We have the crew didn't make a whole lot of money, but they have a lot of good equipment, hopefully going forward. But everyone gets 2 downtime because you're still not at war with anyone.
Man,
You
that's
haven't
great.
pissed anyone off quite enough.
We'll get there.
I can't imagine the Foghounds are too happy about what just happened, but
No, you've lost a rating with them.
yeah, that seems fair.
It cost them a big score. So everyone got downtime down. Should we go through the different possible options again?
Oh wow, we're gonna. All right, so
Yeah.
So the we immediately have all the upgrades.
That's right.
So that's
From last time, yeah.
all right. So how are you guys doing for stress? Do you guys need to chill?
Not anymore.
Yeah, no, because I took trauma earlier, I've only got 2 stress marked currently.
Oh, okay. Because I took trauma. How does trauma go away?
Trauma doesn't go
It
away.
doesn't. Yeah, trauma is like your permanent criminal lifespan business. You get 4 and you have to retire or die.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and based on what you have in your stash is kind of how your ending is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go on and live a good life? Do you just go die in the street somewhere because you're too poor to make it and don't have the mental capacity for crime anymore?
We'll find out.
I'd like
Was
to.
I a good criminal?
Yeah. I'd like to go train.
Go ahead.
All right, for your first one, you're training in.
Let's see. I think I would like to go train in a playbook, which I think is doubled now, right?
Yep,
Correct,
you take 2
yeah.
ticks.
Okay.
All right, Grit, what are you doing?
Much the same. No, I need to go get healed first. So I'm gonna go see my contact Sawtooth, the Physica. Not my good friend, but he is a contact.
Mm.
Yeah, he's the metal-jawed fellow we saw last time. Helping heal up the professor. And I think he's used to healing me up after... Like, I think he probably works at the fighting pits as, like, their on-staff doctor, which is how I know him.
Let's also note here that he has lead teeth.
That's it, yeah.
All right. So you roll equal to tier of your gang.
Right, so he counts as a tier 0.
At the moment, yeah. And then depending on the results, you can spend coin to improve how many ticks on the clock he does.
That makes sense. Okay, so where's that? Here we go, roll fortune.
Now you are only at 1 damage. You could just not worry about it for now and wait till you're a little more banged up, but because if you take any injury before the progress clock fills, the progress clock disappears.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend enough downtime on this to make sure that I'm not
Right.
and bruised. So let's see how it goes. Yeah. Oh, I still get a 5.
Yeah, so that's 2 ticks. If you want to spend a coin, it will go up to 3.
And if I spend 2 coins, it would fulfill.
It would fill.
I think instead I'll spend my second downtime action just spending more time here. And
Okay, well, we'll get back to that in a second. I want to do everyone's first one first.
Yep, that's fair.
Bishop, what's Edward doing?
What Edward's gonna do is they're gonna go ahead and try finding that doctor. So we're gonna go ahead and try doing that. So I guess that's another consort roll.
Yeah, you're trying to find like a staff
Expert.
doctor, right?
Yeah, that was the goal.
So your long-term project?
Is this a
So
fortune roll or?
It is one of your stats, depending on how you're going about it.
I believe I was just going around town talking up people, trying to see who's willing to do the shadier sort of things, just kind of going through the book.
That certainly sounds like a consort.
Right? And if I roll it, what am I rolling it as?
You don't need to worry about the controls or standard effect or anything. You're just rolling through.
Right, just rolling fortune.
Yeah. You can select fortune after you select the ability.
Fortune, standard, 0. Hey, I have a success this time.
Yeah, you got 4, so that's 2 more ticks on your clock.
Hooray, we're halfway up on that.
Nice.
And back to the lurk, your second downtime action.
We can train in something different, right?
Yes, just not the same track as you put the first one.
I would like to go ahead and train in the prowess.
All right, so take your 2 ticks there, and it laps, so you get another dot within one of your skills there. But you can't go above 3 yet.
Can't go above 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how do you get above 3?
You need certain facilities.
Yeah, we need the crew upgrade called Mastery, which actually takes like 4 total upgrades to get it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll burn that bridge when we come to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the professor to finish the Arumi, and that's a different thing. So I gotta wait for that.
Mm. So grit. We come back to
I think like the first thing with Sawtooth is him, bandaging me up and putting salves on, and then I think I'm going to do another recovery roll, which is just like literal.
A few days later, and check it again.
Yeah, well, and doing like all the necessary exercises to get over, etc. Getting back into shape. So I'll roll again. Number of dice 0. A 2 this time, so only one tick. But I'll spend the coin to bring that up to 2 and finish the clock.
All right, the clock is finished. You are recovered.
Back in fighting shape.
Absolutely. All right, Edward, your second action.
Okay. Well, since I don't need to reduce my stress, what I probably should do is reduce the group's heat, since none of us has done that, and I'm the person to do it.
Yeah, good idea.
All right, how are you going about reducing heat?
Well, it's about time I go around and shake a few hands, push a little bit of money into a few other hands, and hope it just sort of smooths everything out for the time being. As long as the people who are paid to look for me aren't looking for me, then it doesn't matter if someone else is angry at me. So this would, I believe it is just consort. And another fortune, correct?
Yep.
Alright, let's submit. Standard. No extras. A 4.
Alright, so that brings you down by 2 ticks.
Mm-hmm. So now we're just a 2.
Yeah, so the crew's going pretty stable.
No big threats so far. We only have one big enemy, really, or hostile enemy anyway. And we're making solid money.
Oh, yeah, you only have one at hostile at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Probably need to get some friends and maybe not piss off the Railjacks accidentally. So, something to keep in mind.
Yeah. I pressed the wrong button.
Well, I thought the call crashed for a second, yeah.
Yeah, no, I tried to click into the window and immediately clicked on the disconnect button, of course.
Nice.
Ouch.
I was thinking about whether we should maybe spend some time repairing our reputation with the Railjacks.
I think maybe if we let it cool for a bit, maybe they'll start forgetting some, but we could maybe also try throwing money at the situation.
There's certainly the options. I have a couple coin left, though I would like to do some training with it.
One question. Before we go, anyone can always spend an extra coin for another downtime. Did anyone want to spend a coin for another action?
Right, I think that's the question right now. So I think I will go ahead and clear. I absolutely will. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to try repairing our reputation by not asking for anything and literally being generous. So being less suspicious now.
Give me a consort. We'll work it in reverse as if it was a long-term aspiration. So it'll remove chunks from it.
Okay.
based on the number of ticks.
So I'll hit up Fortune again on Consort, and this time we have a 2 and a 3.
All right, so that's a 3 at best. So we'll take it down 1. So it's cooled down a bit.
Okay, gives us some time. I'm honestly surprised
Hey.
doing a break-in next to their place of work didn't increase.
Well, luckily someone had.
Their hands.
That's it, right? Like, so somebody else got on their bad side. We just got on the other person's bad side.
Right.
Like, you didn't hurt any of the workers or anything. That was all the foghounds who kicked the crap out of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fog. That's why we're blaming everything on the foghounds. Those jerks.
Foghounds aren't too happy with you. You cost them a score. You to get them away from Blue Coats, but you cost them a lot of good money.
Mm-hmm.
The Lost have no idea you were there because the Fog Coats aren't going to admit a rival gang stop them from. Yeah.
Yeah, no one's gonna admit they got showed up. I wouldn't.
Well, they also shouldn't be on our turf either.
Also a good point. We probably need
I
to...
will also, so I can spend 1 coin and get a 3rd downtime action.
Yes.
I believe so, yes.
I will definitely do that.
What's your downtime action?
I'm going to train up my resolve.
Yeah.
All right.
You've done like 3 trainings.
Big
You're
old
just
thing
all
and
in.
such.
If they have to be 3 different trainings, then they're 3 different trainings.
Yeah.
Fair.
I'm considering the same thing. In fact, I'm going to spend both my coin to do both prowess and playbook training in this.
Wait, you can spend multiple coins to get multiple downtime actions?
That's right.
Maybe? I think so.
As far as I'm aware, you can.
Yeah, I thought it was just one.
And I've
but,
played a lot of this game.
I guess
but-
worth finding out.
I will double check.
I am going to just do a quick double check because I thought it was 1, but
I think I'm
got
going to... No.
It says each additional activity from the list costs 1 coin or 1 rep.
where are you seeing
You get
that?
2 free, and then you can spend for each additional that you want to spend.
Oh, yeah, there it is. So, yeah, you could. You could also draw from your rep if you wanted to. I wouldn't, just because your rep is how you level up your gang to the next tier and have better equipment for everything.
We're
but-
also
I
swimming
think
in coin right now, so we may as well, right?
Exactly.
If
I
I
think-
do
I think,
train,
like-
what am I going to train in? I guess I'll train playbook. So I'm going to spend another gold.
All
And
right.
it's doubled if you train in playbook.
Exactly, so I get 2. Alright, so I've spent as much as I want to, and I still have 1 left. What do you guys?
I'm all spent out now that I'm healed up and trained up.
Mhm.
Ready to go.
I'm done. I'm going to save my last coin. I might need it.
It feels appropriate that Grit doesn't sit on any coin.
Immediately spends everything.
Boss, do we have another job lined up?
Oh, maybe next week, you know? Is there any kind of rush, or, Oh.
Yeah, look, my fridge is a little empty.
Didn't we just fill that up yesterday?
Growing boy's a hungry boy, my ma always said.
You have a fridge?
A cold box.
It's one of the fancier things that I got.
Oh.
Now, something else the crew can do other than looking for
Wait,
jobs is try
food in
to
there?
expand.
That's disgusting.
Oh yeah, expand ourselves. Tell us about that.
There are claims you can go after. If you look at your crew sheet, you'll see in the letter center you guys have a layer.
Mhm.
But you can keep an eye out for like expanding your turf into other areas, building a fleet, luxury fences, and you can see it's kind of a grid working outwards.
Yeah.
So that is always something the crew can be looking for as well.
How do we buy a new square?
Well, what you would do is it'd work a lot like a score. You would say which one your group is looking for. You'd go out and look for some options, and then decide on what kind of caper it's going to be.
Mhm.
Like, all this stuff would be owned by some other faction somewhere, so you'd be taking it from someone else.
Okay.
It's going to upset you with that faction, but any faction warring with them is probably going to look at you favorably for doing this.
Oh, guys, we should buy the luxury fence.
That is the easiest and fastest grab that actually gets us something good and immediate. So yeah.
It's also most appropriate for our gang.
Yeah, it feels like the obvious, easy choice for us to take. It's
Yeah,
like
I mean,
it's
we have
designed
these.
this
We
way.
have all these arms. We have like a fine pistol we can't fire by for. I
Well,
think a fence might be exactly the kind of thing we need
and
right
we've
now.
got like 2 overeducated people and 1 blue blood.
Very true. So yeah, I think we're in agreement. Let's get ourselves a luxury fence, everybody.
All right.
You know, this more penny ante stuff breaking into some moldy shack in the back of a freaking rail patch to get a bunch of dust covered. No, we're doing the big time.
It wasn't just any ordinary shack, but I understand.
You're going to need someone who's very good at getting rid of high luxury items, is what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How are you guys going about finding someone like that?
I suppose the start would be, well, I am a blue blood, as it's just been mentioned.
Yeah, you
I
know
definitely
people,
have
right?
friends and contacts, and I'm sure I can find somebody out there who definitely loves, providing to blue bloods.
Mm-hmm.
And I just need to establish myself not as a buyer, but a procurer.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose that would start out as consorting.
All right. So
Are you broke?
Not yet.
Okay, because I suggest we should spend money on this.
Yeah, when we can, I think.
How much money can we spend to improve this searching roll?
Well, spending wouldn't be so much improving the searching roll because that's more for downtime and stuff like that. But as your stash goes up, you'd have more minor spending money.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll
Okay.
notice you have line spindle your coin, which is your stash. For every one that fills, your standard of living has basically increased.
Right. I
Okay,
should consider saving up sometime.
If you don't need me to fill your purse before you do this, then go for it.
Right, we'll be fine. Alright, so, I will go ahead and start consorting. I'm willing to spend 2 stress just to make sure that we find somebody.
Well, we'll get there in a second. Are the others doing anything to look for some kind of fence? And where would you be looking?
I have an idea, but it's a really bad idea.
Do you have
But I would
any other ideas?
Maybe no. But I would take this to the group, which is that I used to work for one of the city's most notorious extortionists named Grace, and I vaguely remember a fellow or lady. I remember a place that we went to get rid of goods one time. We could try and take Grace's fence off her. I don't think it's a great idea, but it's possible.
It does at least sound like a start.
Wait, are you on the outs with Grace?
Yeah. Yeah, look, we used to work together. Well, I worked for her. Yep. I don't think she would like me poking around her business, is all I'm saying.
I think that could work. Also, how goes our plan to assassinate the entire Kellis bloodline?
Oh, well, you see, I figured they're going to do that eventually themselves. You just gotta give them a gun in someone's hand, and they'll start shooting.
The long game. I like the way you think.
I had a cousin who worked for the Kellis family once. He choked on a chicken bone. Poor fella.
That's why I don't eat meat.
All right, so you have 2 places to look for a fence.
Mm-hmm.
Perisso, are you joining one of your compatriots, or do you have another idea?
I'm gonna. Man, I'm not good at talking.
That's
I'm
fair.
not what you call a people person.
You don't have to be good at talking, you just have to follow a bunch of people and see where they go and what suspicious things they do. You could just be a voyeur, and eventually someone will buy something illegal and expensive.
I don't have anything to craft either, so I can hang out with you.
Go ahead, you can come with me. Or,
Yeah,
well,
why don't I-
Grit is going to be in the more dangerous position. Maybe you should hang out with him for a bit. Just in case things go sour.
Grit did take a hit for the team, and what trauma did you suffer?
Oh. I'm paranoid now. Actually,
Okay,
that's a
and
good point. Why don't you actually come with me instead? I think
Yeah,
Rick can handle himself.
You're paranoid. Why would I come with the paranoid guy?
I forgot
What's
I
Grit?
chose paranoid for.
Yeah. I think I'm going to keep an eye on our noble.
And how many pistols are you bringing with you?
For you, I'll bring the good one.
Oh, well, bring 2 more. Good.
They don't let you carry 3 pistols. Well, actually,
that's
they do.
right. The hand
No,
rule.
wait. They do, as long as we bring the unusual pistol.
All right, so
I'll
Edward.
hang out with Griff.
Hey.
All right. So, Edward, are you looking in Six Towers, which is the rich are still there, but it's kind of an area that's kind of fallen under hard times?
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking in Brightstone, which is the almost luxury place of the city? Or are you traveling over to White Crown, where it is the most pristine of people, but you're also going to have the most judging eyes on you?
I think Brightstone sounds like the best, because it's going to be full of the people who want to give the appearance of being rich.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be the most interested in buying it in the first place.
Mm-hmm. All right, and Grit, your old boss, who do they work for?
Good
What
question.
faction is Grace from? Like, who would you associate her with the most?
Yeah, I haven't really. I know she's a professional extortionist.
Mm-hmm.
I assume. See, this is the thing. Grit probably thought of her as the boss, but she was probably some sort of like underboss in some very major faction.
And like, Grit has a lot of hatred for the Bluecoats, right? Would that have extended from her?
From her, but also from like growing up as a poor person in Coleridge, where like the Bluecoats were the ones stopping you from.
Yeah, but that could show through what she's done. She would push on that when she needed.
Oh yeah, and she's not a petty criminal. Like she's definitely.
Yeah. So did Grit even know what faction she was connected to, likely, or was she just a gang within?
I don't know. My guess as the player is that it's like one of the bigger, more sprawling factions, like the Hive or Circle of Flame, Unseen, something like that.
You're thinking high end, okay.
Yeah, but he thought of her as the boss, and like within that, like just who he was working for probably felt around like a tier 1 or 2 gang. But they were really just like, Grace was paying up to someone above her who Grit would never have come into contact with.
Yeah, we'll work towards that, but I'm looking at a middle one that makes sense. And if Grit doesn't know who she exactly worked for or paid to, it'd be best just to keep it a secret till we find out.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think like he worked for her because she was a smart person who saw the value of a big dude. Like, it was as simple as that. And one who could easily smuggle things into, like, factories. Like, that was sort of his shtick when he was younger, was that he'd be given something and say, just give it to this person when you go to work, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then as he worked his way up, he became more of, like, a body man.
Makes good sense to me.
Yeah.
All right, so you go to this probably rundown area of Coleridge. There's a couple buildings that are boarded up and in such a way that they're not abandoned, they're just well defended should things get bad. And that's usually the area you would go. And you have Perso with you.
No, I'm hanging out with Griffin.
Oh, you're with Griffin. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Griffin turned paranoid, and I'm a little worried.
I need a bodyguard at all times, and I need another one hiding out in the shadows in case that one betrays me.
My trauma is being reckless, so I think I'm just going in by myself.
Mm-hmm. Like you're just trying to find the face of the guy who you knew or get a name or something.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just like going back to like, and this is from like 3 years ago. So it's like just trying to go back to locations I remember us going to where my job was really just to stand there looking tough.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like trying to actually like go, oh, which of these places was...
So you're looking around these places. You're not necessarily going in unless you have to.
Yeah.
And you're doing this over a course of a week, I imagine.
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah,
just trying to get the face of the guy that you were seeing that they were meeting all these times.
Yeah.
And you finally spot him, and he's in one of these things, and he looks like he's playing cards, and you're basically scoping out the place. Are you just trying to find where this guy lives, or what's your goal in all this?
Yeah, I think I might follow him to gather information about his location and movements, which I think is a hunt roll.
It could be hunt or it could be prowl. Hunt makes more sense for trying to find out where he's from and not just be sneaky.
Yeah. I think that's it's not about sneaking. It's about gathering the information about his location and where he moves.
I think that's more of a hunt.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's do it. Is this position or just like a fortune roll?
It's going to be controlled right now.
Yep.
And it's going to be standard effect.
Okay. I have one die here. Do you have a devil's bargain for me?
Devil's bargain is the crew that uses this guy is.
Oh, did I cut out or did Matt cut
out? Good question.
I think Matt cut out.
Oh no, we lost our GM.
That's okay.
Woohoo! We're
Well, he can't
free!
respond. Roll as many dice as you can.
go.
I have to
Yeah.
accept the results.
Everything.
Quickly, rain coin upon the crew. Oh, I just heard the Discord noise. Do we have a Matt
Hey,
back?
here we go.
You know?
I see movements.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Life.
All right. I could hear you guys. All right.
That's
so
so weird.
Yeah, it's all cut it or nothing. So the devil's bargain is going to look like that the crew who does use this fence is going to know you're looking into them.
This sounds like a terrible idea, but I kind of want to do it. How do you guys feel about this?
Do it.
All right.
Risk
I
it.
really you're reckless. I can't stop
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I'm gonna lean into the recklessness and my background and just start. I don't think I'm too subtle about just like following this guy around. There's the 6 though.
All right, so you know where this guy lives. You know what his day job is. You know where he frequents. You know his name. He goes by Philip.
Philip the Fence.
Mm-hmm. And he
does
tends
he
to
operate-
deal...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
He tends to deal mostly with arms deals.
Okay.
Moving cheap weapons down, moving expensive weapons up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Not exactly what we're looking for, but a useful
Fair
fellow to
enough.
know. Well, I mean, probably useful for what we have currently if we want to move it, but he's not like a luxury fence in the strictest sense of the term.
Fair enough. So,
Yeah.
Edward, you're cruising with your other crewmate and wining and dining with the people who are pretending to be wealthy.
Of course.
And there's a name that's coming up a couple times. Why don't you give me a consort? We'll see how well this is going.
Okay.
Yeah, did you remember to wear the boot?
It's definitely under my third sock, along with the knife.
How did you get the boot under a third sock?
Don't ask questions. I keep secret information now. But what kind of role am I looking at?
I think we're looking at consort. You're trying to get in good with people. You're trying to ask them, oh, where'd you get this thing? That looks pricey.
Yeah, but what about the values here?
We're looking at controlled, because these people
Mm-hmm.
bore you no ill will. And it's going to be standard effect.
Okay, and I will push myself for an extra die.
All right.
And it's looking real good.
Yeah, that is looking real good. So, a name keeps coming up among them, and it's Jenna, and she seems to sell off stuff that is weird and arcane and not quite legal. They tend to get a lot of stuff from her that's that, but nothing that's like dangerous per se.
Mm-hmm.
At least as far as they know.
Oh, of course. Definitely nothing dangerous. But if you happen to know if I could get something off of him, maybe I could pay him a visit and...
Oh, well, you can contact her through this place, and they write down an address in, you were looking in Brightstone, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it's just off the way, a couple blocks from Silver Market.
Wonderful. Well, I'll have to pay them a visit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so this is your crew working for a week, looking for this fence. You have 2 possible targets.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to know how you want to go about this.
Yeah, I found the fella that I remembered. He seems to deal mostly in contraband arms. And I look at the crates that we have sitting in our lair.
Well, I don't know where we're gonna get contracts like that.
I don't know if we want to make it a habit, though.
Very true. And if he's an arms dealer, he's bound to be well armed. It would be safer maybe to go with Jenna.
Well, in fairness, this is probably not an attack-based caper.
Yeah.
Presumably, the plan is to actually move them
Socialize.
over to our business.
Right, of course. But I do suppose we have to actually pick a caper then, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
I
Basically, how are you
guess-
going to bring this person to your side one way or another?
Yeah, I guess
You
it's
can
the point
also-
where we say social, huh?
It's either social, social is the straightforward way of telling them, hey, we can get you stuff to sell.
You could, just a suggestion, you could also decide which target you want to go for and try and gather some more information on them or those around them
Yeah,
before deciding how you want to approach this person
that's
or
true.
approach getting them on your side.
Yeah, that's fair. I think some research is definitely in order. Jenna probably is probably already connected, so figuring out who she's connected with will at least tell us, what we can expect. So I guess how do we want to go about that? Priso, do you want to just go stalk them for a while? Them and their associates?
Yeah, I can't lie to you. Yeah, I do want to stalk them for a while.
Oh, good. Well, at least I got you some entertainment for the day. So let's see how that goes.
They haven't invented restraining orders yet.
Alright, so while Priso's doing that, Grit or Edward, what are your plans to try and get some information or make a clearer decision?
Good question. What skills do I have in this realm? I honestly just keep leaning on Consort because I'm really good at talking with people, but if I have Grit with me and Grit accompanies me, we could go yell at people.
That's true.
But we'd also
I
be already
definitely-
burning bridges.
I'm mostly only good at beating people up, and I feel like this isn't the right situation for that, sadly enough.
Right, understandable. So yeah, I suppose I could go ahead and talk up some more people who maybe hang around there, who seem to be going in and out, and basically lurk the area, haunt the bars, and see well, who drops in in the middle of the night after they've obviously done something illegal.
Yeah, we could make this a group action because I have a dot in consort, and while you talk to the rich people who they're more likely to deal with, I could be talking to said people's bodyguards, and because everyone has like slightly different perspectives on these things, right? If I
Right.
talk to the people working for them, their servants, their bodyguards, their lookouts, etc.
So let's try to
Those
group it
people
then.
will have it.
Let's do that.
All right, so we can do that. And Priso, while they're doing that, are you just following her, like stalking her? What's your plan?
Well, they asked me to follow them around to see, I guess, if I could get any dirt on them or anything like that. I mean, we want this person to get us a fence. Why do you want me to stalk them, boss?
We want to know their connections because their connections might be angry if we take their position.
Why would we need to know their connections? We'll just make people angry.
Because if we're going to be their main provider, of course we're going to make people angry because she has other providers.
So you want me to follow them around and make a note of all their appointments?
Right, we're stealing contracts here. So that
All
would
right,
be the idea.
that's what I'll do. I'll follow them around and try to figure out their appointments.
All right, so that does sound like it could be a prowl or a hunt.
What is hunt? Does it say?
Hunt is tracking and following people and finding
Oh, yeah,
out
this is
information.
definitely hunting. This
Yeah,
is not.
yeah.
Are you sure you want me to do this, boss? I have no dots in this.
We
I have no dots in this.
Well, I mean, you're free to think of something new after I've given you orders. Do what you wish. You're already out of my hands, so...
Oh, what the hell? I'm tired of living. Okay, what kind of roll is this?
This is going to be it's going to be risky if you're following around a lot. And it's going to be hunt, but standard effect.
You know, as I'm following them around, can I like bribe locals and throw around assets, cash, and coin to ask other folks questions about what they're up to while I'm hunting them to get a bonus to this?
Yes.
Okay, so how would that change the roll?
Will count as pushing yourself for free? Like you're gonna give. Are you
Okay.
giving a coin, like a coin in
I
physical
only
values, or
An attribute of coin. I mean, coin is a lot of money, so I'm gonna go
it
ahead.
is a lot of money? Okay.
Like I assume I go to several places in a montage asking questions. Like, hey, they can do a lot. Okay, so risky standard with a bonus die.
Yes.
Yep. Waste of time.
All right. So things start going bad pretty quickly. You start asking about this Jenna character, and people either have the reaction of, "Oh no, we wouldn't associate with such a person," or "Why are you asking?" And things almost getting violent very quickly. So after a few close calls, you're not really any closer to figure out who she works for or why everyone either wants to keep their mouth shut or is instantly very, very angry.
Okay, I will go home and read a book.
So, Grid, if you wanted to roll for part of the group roll, it looks like Edward started. It's controlled and standard.
Oh,
We're
yep,
at a 4
sorry.
right now, so you could possibly bring that up to a complete success.
Yeah, let's do it. Control standard. Or I could just stress you out even more.
Yay, I love being strung out.
All right. So, you guys are having a hard time getting detailed information about this person other than their name, and then one of the bodyguards, as you're talking to them, Grit, kind of lets out, "Oh yeah, that's the girl who goes and talks to the different cults around town, isn't she?" And one of the other guys like, "Jesus, guy, like, there's blue coats around. Keep your mouth down."
Cults? What? Wait a second. And I'll just like lean through. What kind of... Whom exactly? The Weeping Ladies? Or...
No,
something
I
else?
don't. No, like a lot of the minor cults, he saying in a whisper to the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's tons of them. I know they're illegal, but rich people have to entertain themselves.
I see.
Apparently, when they get junk they don't want anymore, she finds good money for it.
Makes sense. They'd always have something. But there's no big names involved, just a lot of little ones.
To my knowledge.
I see. Well, that's good to know then. At least it's not too deep then. I think she deserves a legitimate business then. Alright, well, I think we do at least have, like, an idea now. So when we reconvene, that's the best of our knowledge on this character.
Apparently, they're pretty good at their job. No one wants to talk.
And there's nobody really big behind them. The position may actually be free.
Yeah, perfect.
If she fucks around with the cults of the Forgotten Gods,
Yeah.
I do know that the professor is popular amongst that crowd, so we might actually have a bit of an in.
It's a win-win. Besides, what's a cult but a friend you haven't spent your life with yet?
What's a cult but a friend you sacrifice to, you know? And...
Hey, friends look out for each other. Remember, friends help you move, but real friends help you move bodies.
Well, fortunately, we don't have to get too up into any actual business. All we have to do is give them exactly the things that they want, and they give us money.
Well, we need to get a good connection with them. Did you find out any leverage we can use against them? Do they have any horrible vices, entanglements, criminal activity?
Unfortunately not. We haven't really been able to scrounge up a whole lot, except that maybe people are a little aware that they're not exactly on the up and up. Not
That's
exactly
the only thing
reputable.
I can find out. They have a pretty secure organization, which honestly makes them a good use of. It makes them a good criminal connection if people are not willing to mess with their affairs.
Right.
It sounds like we just need to have a frank conversation with the lady, but that kind of conversation tends to go better when you come bearing gifts. If she's interested in arcane and occult shit, maybe we need to acquire some to take to her.
Well, might I suggest...
Yeah, we've been very disappointing on that front. All we got are, guns.
We do still have the antique pistol with... dueling pistol with the, spectral ammunition. If we took that with us as a parting gift, since we have no idea who we can sell this to, I think that would be a good starting point. So
I think that is the best idea you've ever had. We should go ahead and give that to them as a gift.
So
do we have to give away the ammo too? I was really hoping the professor might be able to reverse engineer it.
They may very well like it to be loaded.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the ammo is actually the big selling point.
Yes.
Yeah, you're probably right.
In which case, that does prove our legitimacy.
Grit just pulls it out of his jacket where he's been storing it and puts it back in the box.
There's a little bit of lint on that. Is that still going to fire? It's not my problem.
How do you walk around with that with all the spectral gates and alarms railways?
I think something about the casings. It doesn't set them off.
Well, if you cover something in enough lead, I guess it'll work.
That, just like my grandma used to say.
All right, so
you
you guys are going to meet this Jenna then at this point.
That sounds like
the
proper
plan.
point of order. Set up a meeting, cordial message, offer a gift, and set up a social heist.
Yeah, heist might not be the most accurate term. But...
It's not.
I don't think we're at the heist part yet.
Okay.
I think we're going to need some kind of job or something before we get there.
That's fair.
This is a social connection. This is we want to make an appointment and consider to have them work with the organization, and we present them with a gift. That's definitely social, right?
Well, I guess it's that they're going to ask us to do something, and then we have to choose how we approach that particular ask.
I think what Matt's getting at is that the score isn't talking to her; it's what she's going to tell us to do.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can do that.
All right. So, well, we got it going. I'm putting on my best
So you
suit.
guys meet her. You have you still have the information of where to meet her. You've done some research into her. You guys make your way near Silver Market down to Sapphire Street. And in one of these small apartments there, up on the third floor of this complex, squeezing through the tiny hallways, you come to a pretty nondescript door. You knock like you're told to, and you hear a voice from inside.
Who's there?
Just the teeth. Bishop and crew.
The teeth. What do you want? Who's the teeth?
Just a bunch of local friends looking to engage in a bit of business. We brought you something I think you might like to see.
A couple locks and latches undo and open up, and this woman in her maybe mid-20s answers the door, beckoning you inside.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, hurry up. Let's see what you got.
Alright, I'll go ahead. I'll set the pistol down on the table and, of course, just, like, flick it open to show off the ammunition inside.
She reaches forward and picks up one of the bullets and starts examining it. As you look around the room, there's all kinds of knickknacks and things stuffed into shelves, papers, old half-torn apart books. Nothing like the fine stuff you had seen your richer friends have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this
I
is
lean
well made.
lean into Bariso. I'm like, you sure this is the right girl?
Where did you get this?
Well, oh, such a sad tale. I think someone dropped it. I did my best to chase after them, but of course, well, I guess it just happens to be in my possession now.
Oh,
And of course, I'm saying that with a bit of insinuation that that is definitely not the case.
The gun's fancy enough, but the ammo, the casings, this isn't your standard electro ammo.
And she starts fiddling with it and looking it over.
Yes, it seems someone was about to have a duel to the death with a ghost or something. Don't you think?
Well, this ammo is very secure. It's not going to set off any of the little bit of alarms that you're going to see. Anything severe, it's still going to set off, but you carry this with you through the city for the most part safely. You're never going to attract the spirit wardens.
It's a fine piece, of course, isn't it? And, of course, if you take a look at the pistol itself, it is, I'd say that would be worth a fair bit, too, don't you think? Just look at the template here. It's old, but it's very, beautiful.
It's fancy and well made, but it's just a gun. The ammo is interesting.
Of course. And this, I suppose we should talk a little bit about price then, shouldn't we?
I thought you said it was a gift.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
It's a
We've
gift.
been walking through the actual conversation, and this is the point where I would drop the gift line, but I didn't...
By negotiating the price, he means nothing. It's a gift from us to you.
She raises her eyebrow.
Yeah, sorry.
Why? What is it you want?
All we really want is a chance, you see.
To cement our business relationship. You like the finer things. We like to procure the finer things. This is just the first phase of a long and mutual relationship as we admire. So many folks are just so base. All they care about is, basic copper tarnished coins and, low-level trinkets. You're a person of refinement like us. You appreciate that the mores of small-minded people are only holding us back from the glories that we could all know and experience. We get but one life in this world. We should take it by both hands. Do you not agree?
She looks a little suspicious still.
Well,
woman.
yes. But is this a one-time find that you've gotten, or you have other objects like this?
It's certainly not the first, and it definitely won't be the last. And of course, if there's ever something that ever caught your eye, then of course it would catch ours as well.
Hmm.
I mean, what do you need? Gallstones? Isles of Langerhans?
Most my clients want prettier things with just a touch of the occult. I like occult things, but I have a hard time getting any serious storage. If you can get me some space to store this stuff, and, there's something else I might need picked up, We could probably work together. What are you looking for?
A long-term association.
I've got a list here. Do you happen to have I'm looking at my list. It's like, let's see, one long unbroken skin from an adult male, age. That's not really important right now.
But yes, we're looking for a long-term association. We're running a business, and it would behoove us to cement that.
We collect a lot of objects to art, especially from the far-off land of Taichiros. You like obsidian flakes? Napping is a very difficult skill to get obsidian down to a cutting edge, but the edge itself is finer than any steel blade could ever be. Why, you could cut someone, and they'd never feel it until they discover that their life's blood had totally ebbed from their body.
I think what
you guys have.
I think what my associates are trying to say is we're good at getting things, but we're not so good at selling them.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yes, Grit puts it precisely.
What kind of things can you purvey?
Usually, usually we dabble a little bit in the more stranger things that are out there. But occasionally there are things that are far more interesting than the little trinkets that we happen to find lying around. And that is where you would come in.
You've totally had problems with criminals who are not able to find the things that you're looking for because they wouldn't have the first idea what they looked at. You can't tell someone to find you a jadeite arabesque if they have no idea what those words even mean. And they might just bring you back any old statue.
Yes, I have had that issue.
See? We have reached to far-off countries. We are well-educated and suitably finished in a variety of esoteric disciplines. If you're looking for exotic chemicals, rare and manuscripts, illegal and obscene art, we can identify and sanitize and bring it all. We also have the facilities to sit on them, and we can even forge credentials saying that the exchequer fees have already been paid, that they've already passed customs. Everything, all we're asking is all we're giving you is not only the gift of this exotic device, but also the gift of opportunity. Endless possibility.
Also, if you need someone to wrestle an ash bear, I can do that.
She sits back contemplating what you've all told her.
What I need right now is someone who can get us demon bane charms. Like, I don't mean like one or two, I mean like 20 or 30 of them. Now, those things aren't exactly legal for those who don't have a lot of money.
But you happen to know a place where they're lying around already. Or you've already procured them and you need them moved in.
No, I know a guy who used to supply them, and he's gotten cold feet, so I need to get that last supply that he was supposed to deliver in my hands soon.
I see. I can understand that. A delivery is our specialty. If you could provide us with the information, I'm sure we could definitely take it off his hands and complete the task before it happens to become lost.
Right. Well, his family name is Grom. It's the youngest son of their family line. They're Leviathan hunters. And to my knowledge, the idiot did get the stuff in, and then when he realized that he'd have to get it out of White Crown, he kind of got a little nervous. And if you could get that delivery to me, it would show me that, you're competent enough to get these things done.
I see and I understand. Did I hear that right? That he's in White Crown?
As far as I understand, the shipment is in White Crown. Whether he's there or not, I don't know.
I suppose he doesn't have to be part of the picture.
Well, however you want to do it, I will leave that in your capable hands.
Then in that case, I can agree. We'll deliver you the shipment with the utmost haste, after which I believe we'll have a good business ahead of us. And I'll reach out and hold out my hand.
She extends her hand and shakes it, and she seems to be smiling and looking back at the MO again.
Mm-hmm.
The contract is sealed.
Yes. That is actually his power I could get.
It is. All right, guys. So we're in an interesting situation where this caper may take longer than the time we have left.
Mm-hmm.
And since this game kind of runs in segments, did you guys want to get halfway through the caper and stop? What do you guys want to do? Do you want to plan it out now and then jump in once the professor's back?
I say let's entangle the professor in it. We could go ahead and take the experience we got for today and organize it with them for next time. So this way we don't end up like having to do like mid-session experience next time or something.
I think we need the professor. I'm sorry, what are these things? Demon charms?
Demon Bane charms, so they're to repel demons.
Oh, okay, true.
Like, they're a lot harder to get than Spirit Bane charms, where Spirit Bane charms everyone has, Demon Bane charms are much more potent.
Yeah, anyone got a Spirit Bane charm. I can carry Spirit Bane charms.
Yeah,
exactly.
Demon Bane charms look a lot like Spirit Bane charms, but they're able to repel demons or, create an interesting situation where you're pretty safe from a demon and can have a chat with it, which is why they're illegal.
Yeah.
It's illegal to protect yourself. That would make sense. Or you could just sell somebody a Spirit Bane charm and tell them it's a Demon Bane charm.
It's illegal to wear one, so you can summon your demon friend and talk to them safely.
Yeah. And if you sold them a fake one, then the demon just eats them, and the problem solves itself.
You hope.
Now you're thinking like the authorities.
Might just be
poison the
long-term
alcohol barrels
though,
too.
is it? If all of your clients get eaten by it.
We already have the money. Why do you think I left Chiros?
Fair enough. All right. Well, let's do experience and wrap up, and we can jump into this score next time with hopefully with Theta on board.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So we'll start with the lurk.
Yes.
So we do the desperate actions as we go. Address the challenge with stealth or evasion.
I did, because I tried to sneak into several places this session.
Yeah. So take the XP.
Okay. Where is... There we go. Okay, that fills up the bar.
All right. So take a new ability and erase the bar.
All right. Bar's erased.
All right. So you're taking it from another playbook?
Yes.
Ooh, what you gonna get?
I'm buying the mule ability that was already mentioned.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it too. Though I do really like not to be trifled with, which is the ability to push myself to engage a small gang on equal footing.
Yeah, no, the mule ability of being able to carry extra gear, because importantly allows me to carry more gear while still being light or medium.
Yeah.
Actually a goal of mine.
And for me, it means being able to go heavy and have heavy armor and still have weapons.
Which is also something basically you are on the same wavelength. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that was just I guess the next one is express my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Yeah, I've been trying to work that in there.
That's come up at least a couple times between your academic background and being from Taros.
Yep. But I haven't struggled with any of my vices or trauma. Being weird or engaging in that kind of stuff hasn't hindered me at all.
Correct. All right, grit. Address challenge with violence or coercion.
Yeah, there was plenty of violence in my interaction with the blue coats, and there was a couple of times where I rolled for like the coercive command sort of stuff as well. Even just like the first time that we ran into that guy outside the lockup and stuff like that. I think I got pretty heavy on the violence and coercion this time.
Yeah.
Which is good, because I only needed one more experience to fill up my playbook events, and I think I will definitely take that mule ability. It just sounds too good to be missed right
Passed
now.
up.
That's it.
All right.
Mhm.
Express beliefs, drives, and heritages. That came up a good chunk this session.
Yeah, we got a bit of the background in there too with Grace and who she works for.
And struggles with issues of vice or trauma. Your recklessness has got an attention of another faction that might not be too happy with the teeth.
Mm-hmm. I'm into it. I don't know where to put that experience. Maybe inside. My vice didn't really come up, but it just occurred to me I didn't spend a downtime action indulging my vice, and because I have a trauma, that means I gain a stress. So I have marked that onto my playbook.
Well, I didn't know
Alright.
that was the thing, that you had to take your vice.
Yeah, if you don't indulge your vice during downtime, you gain stress equal to your trauma, but it won't apply to you because you just took the trauma in the
Oh,
very
okay, so
last
equal to trauma.
score.
So beforehand it wasn't going to happen. Now it's
Yeah,
going to happen.
Yeah, when you
Yes.
have 0 trauma, it doesn't matter. You can ignore your vice because it hasn't got a
Very
hold on you yet. But now that I have a trauma, I start getting stressed out if I don't indulge it.
Yep. So, Bishop. Address a challenge with calculation or conspiracy.
I think so. I'm basically the group's primary information gatherer at this point.
I can go with that. Express
Yeah.
beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Well, of course, I only hang out with the upper crusters here, never mind that I have to keep lowering myself, but I definitely have no problems sticking it to the police and taking their stuff.
Struggles with vice or trauma during the session.
I guess it depends on what struggle is, but I did just acquire one, and now I am going to be acting a little bit more conservatively. I believe we've over-prepared just to talk to someone who runs a store.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I get it. I get a playbook advancement. Woo!
Alright, which one are you taking?
Good question. Weaving the web seems like the most important thing I could take here, because that'll give me extra dice that I need. That'll be a +1 die to consort when gathering information on a target, and +1 dice to the engagement for that operation, too.
That could be huge.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so now the teeth playbook, your crew. Execute successful smuggling or acquiring new contracts or contraband sources.
Hey, we definitely succeeded.
I think we did all three of those. So that's a point.
Yeah, take your XP. Contend with challenges above your station. Yes, you are out a warehouse that was way better armed than people were
Wait, when
prepared
you say
for.
take your XP, did somebody put that in there?
I got it.
Okay, good.
Express the goals, drives, and inner conflict or essential nature of being a crew.
I think so. We're definitely, like, demonstrating how we work together, how we just look at each other and immediately decide, like, yes, Grit's the guy.
And I'm complaining about people moving in on our turf. These people should not be in the railways.
Fair.
That said, people saying, like, you claiming the entire railway. Yes, I'm claiming the entire railways as our turf.
Sounds good to me. All right. So your crew has almost reached enough rep to level up. You guys have 3 XP and you've leveled up once. This looks like things are going well so far for the crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, things are looking great. We haven't done any terrible missteps yet. I've only a little bit traumatized after someone tried to shoot me. It's going great.
So what's a cohort?
A
cohort is
either
like a gang.
or expert. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like your icebreakers are a cohort.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we could
What's
get
a
more
type?
people who do particular things for us.
So by type, we could pick another playbook that we want to take stuff out of.
What's that?
There's also an option to add a type.
So
they come in
our
different
current cohort.
types.
Yeah, so our current cohort is a rover gang, which means they're good at like moving
Oh,
things
okay.
around and stuff. And we could also add like the thug type to them, so they were also good at beating people. Or we could add the adept gang type, so that they were also good at culty stuff. I don't know.
And helping stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's adepts, rooks, rovers, sulks, and thugs. What was that?
It says those cost 2. Or do we have 2 of those?
I think.
Oh,
Does it cost 2 or do you get 2 per upgrade? I'm gonna have to read into it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, a cohort costs both upgrades, so you can't.
Yeah,
We have no quality of anything, so we need to fix that.
like as the tier of your gang goes up, your quality goes up for all your cohorts and equipment and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. So after our next score, hopefully we earn enough coin that we can tier ourselves up.
Well, I think the next thing on the goal, I think, was quarters, so we can just go ahead and hang out at our secure, safe place. Because I know that, I know when the professor gets back, they're going to be mad, going, "Wait, you built a training room instead of a living quarters?"
Well, you can
we can
sleep
build
on the
quarters-
training mat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, your training starts now.
Amazing.
I like it. All right. We might have a luxury fence, which means we'll get more money when we do luxury items.
Yeah,
I'm
that'll
into
open up
it.
a whole new territory for us.
Hey, we can do the Vice Den next, right?
Definitely.
All right, that sounds good.
Well, let's see how this score goes and go from there.
Yep, that's the idea.
Like a lot of the scores with evolving, expanding your claims usually don't involve money, but they can still get you rep, heat, and obviously give you huge advantages. Like the fence, once you start stealing from rich people, or we're going to also add arcane in here since it was Jenna.
Mhm.
You'll get an extra 2 coin fencing the stuff off.
Yeah, and right next to luxury fence is Vice Den. That's gonna be awesome. Den of
Quick
Vice.
question: does just the turf squares that just says turf, does that do anything, or do we just have to move
Yeah,
to it?
If you look up at rep, if you have turf, it can make the thing black, which means you get that much less rep you need before you can upgrade tier up your crew.
Ah, okay. So it does provide us a bonus. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every turf you have is 1 less rep you need to earn every time that you want to tier up.
But definitely, I think we should go from luxury fence to Vice Den. That would definitely be like a good move.
It's a good one for sure. Earn us some coin during downtime.
But you notice how they're all connected back to the layer, right?
Of course.
Right. We
Yeah.
could go luxury fence, Vice Den, then turf.
Yeah, but if you had luxury fence, then Vice Den, but then locks the fence, it would cause issues along that path.
right, we have to get the fence before we can get the Vice Den,
Mhm.
Yeah.
or the turf before we get the Vice Den.
Mm-hmm. Like getting
Yeah, that
this fence will give you an in Brightstone.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
All right.
Right,
All right,
that
guys,
was a
any
successful
more
bunch of
questions?
missions. I don't think so. Anything you want to shout out?
I don't think so today. I think we're good.
Well, while this is broadcasting, once again, I work for Sanguine Games. We are currently kickstarting Abyss on the Kickstarter, ABYSS. So you can look that up. It is a powered by the Apocalypse game of supernatural action horror, and some of the playtesters are here. So by some, I think we're good, right?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay, I mean, Theta was in that, but we're going to post more information and stuff. So it's rules light and action heavy. So I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
All right, and I guess yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, just as we're wrapping up, I'll also shout out the other roleplay show I'm on, which is on Lost Worlds Archive, twitch.tv/Lost Worlds Archive.
Mhm.
It's a open legend fantasy game with like a huge focus on like character roleplay and not rolling that many dice, but that happens.
That sounds great.
But,
When do you stream?
Saturday mornings, American time. I don't have the exact time on me, but I will remember to look that up before next
Important
time.
thing to say to all this, so we'll at least have that
Yeah.
for next time. But go look up the Twitch channel.
Yeah, or on the Twitter, which is at Lost Worlds Archive, I think.
All right. And of course, last but not least, hey, I'm Griffin, I run the channel, and up next is Star Wars in about half an hour. Come back and see us go look for terrifying Sith artifacts that'll probably drive us insane.
Amazing.
Exactly. Alright, so thank you again everyone for being here, and thanks for running, and we'll catch y'all next time.